Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Smackdown spoilers. Yes guys, I wasn't lying when I said that this is going to be a regular show. The show is a lot more easier to review than Raw, but there is a few faults in this. There's a few faults. I've actually wrote more notes than what I did last time. Some good things, some bad things. We'll get into that. So let's not waste any time. I still hate the intro. You all know my whole thoughts on that. If you checked out last week's, which by the way, check out last week's as well before you check this one. Drop a wee like on it as well. It brings up the video on like the algorithm or whatever. If you want, up to you. Also subscribe. We're near 5,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? You have to do this, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube are making me do it. Anyway. Roman Reigns does a wee intro there, was actually pretty decent. So like he cuts a promo. Now, I just want a side note. I wrote side note here. Lights in the arena look like a rave. I don't know what's going on with SmackDown, but there's like it's like these like laser lights for no reason. Like, I don't know, it kind of makes it look a bit cheap. I don't know if that's just me or not, but that's just a little side note. Like, it's just like like fucking Jey Uso going fucking raving out and all that there. Paul Heyman shouting was really funny. He's like, get him in here! Get him in here! It was actually pretty funny. Paul Heyman's still the fucking best. In fact, I don't know why he got fired as like a creative control. Really just ridiculous why they got rid of him as a creative standpoint, but it is what it is. Adam Pearce gets out, right? Or as I like to call him, Agent 47. Some people are saying, oh, this guy, I don't know who he was before. I'm sorry. I don't have the time to know every single wrestler. So all these people that are like pretending that they know who he is, I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. Like, sorry. But he's apparently the GM, which is good that there's a GM, but he's just another, like, he's kind of like, almost like a wimpy version of John Laurinaitis, like even more wimpier, which I actually kind of like. You have an actual GM that actually has a role somewhat, rather than the Authority, which I could not stand. Because since the Authority, they didn't have anyone. They just had Vince McMahon come in every year when the ratings went down. So Agent 47 comes down. This is where I don't like the intro to. Now, this isn't to do with Roman. It's not really to do with Adam or you know, one of the Usos or Paul Heyman. WWE replays the package that we already know. I cannot stand this when they do this. We already know what's happening. We see clearly what's happening. I know what happened last week. This intro lasted 15 to 20 minutes. Like, with the video package. About 11, I'd say 11 or 12 minutes of this was a replay showing what happened last week when they showed what happened last week at the start of the intro. This package took ages. I just wanted to turn it off. Like, we already know. I get it, you want new viewers to go from where they last went off, I get that, but you just take 5 minutes out. Just explain it, do it, that's it. You don't need to make a package to waste time, because that time could have been used in the gauntlet match, which I'll get to in a minute. But the package, not a big fan of it taking so long. It was way too long, 15 minutes in all. Of the WWE replays, which is just ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing that. Roman's promos are 10 times better than what they are. I'm going to say this right now. I'm never usually positive with WWE. I'm not usually positive with any wrestler. But I have to give credit where credit is due. For all you idiots that said that Roman Reigns is awful, he's second rate. We're going to get into the Nakamura controversy in a second. But see all you people that are saying, oh, Roman hasn't got it. He never should have been the guy. He was terrible. WWE actually listen. In fact, actually, this show, I don't know if somebody watched my show last week, but they actually took a lot of what I said last week and put it in this. Which I have to praise them for. I have to praise them. There was hardly any tag teams. which is fantastic. But Roman, amazing on the mic. I said this 4 years ago. It was Roman in the Hall of Fame. He was just talking. Did nothing stylish, nothing good. But he looked like a badass. And I've been saying this for years. Roman should have been doing this from day one. But obviously, and I'm actually glad that there's no crowd anymore. Because a lot of the crowd would have destroyed some of these storylines. Like some of the actual positives. I know it's rare, but some positive WWE storylines. And I'm actually glad that the crowd isn't like taking... That's the only good thing about this situation that I can't mention for monetization purposes. So where we're living, folks. But I'm actually happy with Roman. Actually, I think he's amazing on the microphone. 10 times better. Comes off natural. Nothing too crazy, but look, sometimes if it's not broke, don't fix it. Simple as that. He actually does come off very, very well in these promos, and I have to say, absolutely amazing by him. Oh yeah, so Roman, I have to take the piss. He goes, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think Vince McMahon's stupid? Do you think I'm stupid? I think you said I'm stupid, Paul. Do you think I'm stupid? I actually laughed at that. It was actually a pretty good promo. It actually came off natural, so it doesn't look like it was actually written down. It looked like he was actually naturally talking, which is great to see. Other than that, though, apart from the video package, this was a good intro, a good set into what SmackDown, setting the bar as to what SmackDown is going to be. Very, very good. Big E Langston versus Apollo Crews. It started off with a draw. Then there was a rematch, and Big E won. He got aggressive and stuff like that. He did do some kind of like that, but it was cut to a minimum. Maybe you watched my video. I don't know, but like as I said, you're probably actually going to see more higher ratings on this show because there wasn't that many tag teams. It actually was pretty decent, I have to say. Very, very good. The New Day 2.0, sorry, the Street Profits walked in looking like a walking green screen. I swear to God, the fact that nobody has edited their actual suits like in a green screen just shows you how uncreative the wrestling community is. Like, these guys are wearing all green. Could you not, like, put anything on? Come on, community. Where's the memes? Where's the jokes? Like, the community now is just literally filled with a bunch of people just... Like, there's no punchlines or jokes. It's like, and he walked down the ring. And, like, the community... I don't want to go on about the wrestling community, but they're not as good as what they were, like, let's be honest, 5 years ago. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, it's all reporting stuff that nobody even cares about, and PW Torch misleading people. Dolph Ziggler and Roode versus the Street Profits. Actually, a very good tag match. This was the one and only, I believe. I think there was another one. I skipped the women's stuff. It just doesn't bother me. I just don't care. Sonya Deville apparently is like a consultant or something. The rumor is that she might actually be general manager again at some point, where they're gonna have her like a page kind of role or whatever. I don't know. But back to kind of Dolph Ziggler and Roode. This was actually a very good match. In fact, I would even say Roode and Ziggler carried this match. Ziggler, totally underrated. I know that's not the popular thing to say. I know everyone takes pleasure in bashing Dolph Ziggler. But I tell you what, that guy, Dolph Ziggler, actually can wrestle. I know that's going to trigger some people. I know it's going to get some people mad. The guy is good on the microphone. He's good in the ring. I'm not saying that he should be world champion maybe anytime soon. I would have liked him to be at some point again. But I would honestly say he's got a good look. He's got a good in-ring presence. And he actually cuts really good promos. I'm still a fan of Dolph Ziggler. I know that triggers some people, but I don't quite frankly care. I also... At the end, we're going to talk about the Goldberg stuff as well towards the end, because I want to talk about that. So I know that's what you are all looking to see. So, very good. Bobby Roode, by the way. Speaking of people that need to push, Bobby Roode, oh my god, Robert Roode, as I've called him. It is beyond me how this man has been buried for so long. It actually baffles me how he hasn't been a WWE champion. And I'm deadly serious about it. In TNA, he was amazing. He was almost like the Randy Orton of TNA, if you actually remember him. Like the, I'm off the chain, gotta get against green. He's actually really good. He's fantastic in the ring. Really good at promos. Has a good theme song. Has the total package. Hasn't been used. And I feel like don't get me wrong, I like Ziggler and Bobby Roode, but I hope they do something with that tag team. Maybe have them feud after the titles, and have at least one or two of them go to somewhat of a semi-main event. Maybe put them very much, like all this talk of like Nakamura should be Universal Champion and Nakamura should be in that spot. No, I'ma say it right now. Bobby Roode needs to be in that spot because the guy is actually talented. Like, can we push guys that are actually good, please? Can we? Like, I know that might seem beyond, but Bobby Roode's actually talented. He deserves it. I'm not saying Nakamura isn't. I just think that Nakamura is very much overrated. Whenever he had that thing with the Royal Rumble, nobody cared. I know, like, some people might like to pretend that they care about Nakamura, but what does he actually contribute to the spectrum of things? You know, it looks like he's turning face. He might get his old theme song. I actually quite like this current theme song, to be honest. But Nakamura, yes, he's okay. He's decent enough in the ring. But you need that, like, to be at that level. To be at the level of, like, a Roman Reigns, John Cena, you know, Batista, Triple H, you know, Stone Cold, Rock, you name it. You gotta have that something extra. So, see these kind of like, you know, semi-mid card guys that you're just, build them up so then they can go to the main event. Stop forcing what a small minority of what fans want. Because all I've seen was Nakamura should be Universal Champion. No, he shouldn't. He doesn't deserve it. I'm sorry, I know that's going to make people very angry, but he does not deserve to be Universal Champion. Guys like Bobby Roode, who's actually put in the work, deserves to be actually a Universal Champion. In fact, I would like to see Bobby Roode versus Roman Reigns at some point for that title. I know that's going to trigger some people, but he's talented. I don't see why they've thrown him to the wayside. He's not even in the mid card. He's like in the lower card. Like Danger, like Tyson Kidd level, which, you know, no offense to Tyson Kidd, but he deserves more. Dolph Ziggler deserves more. There is actually talented guys in this roster that just aren't getting used properly. And I think having little mini stories and stuff like that and letting them grow, because that's what worked in the Attitude Era. I know it sounds cringy, I'm going to the Attitude Era, but that's what worked. That's why guys like Edge, for example. Edge is a perfect example. Edge, tag team, no one ever thought he was going to be anything, but because he was in the right stories and they build him up in these little mini stories, he had that amazing feud with John Cena. A lot of these guys on the roster deserve that. The same as the women. A lot of the women that are on there, I've seen some women, you know, for example, there's a lot of them that are really, really talented. But do little mini stories with them to build them up into the main event. You gotta stop constantly focusing on, no offense, but your Charlottes, your Sasha Banks, which I don't know how. Like, yeah, she's in The Mandalorian. She did great in The Mandalorian, but she's not the greatest wrestler. She's not the greatest female wrestler. I'm sorry. It's not true. There's way better talented people out there. I'm just saying. That's my rant over. Okay, so Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode win the tag team titles. Hopefully they have that for a while, and then they have a match. Please guys, can we just build Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, whatever you want to call him? Can we just build him up now? He was amazing in NXT. I think he's really talented. I know some people are going to be very confused at me saying this, but I know someone that's actually good. He's good on the microphone. I've seen his stuff in TNA. He was legit the only decent thing in, like, I was like 2013, 2014. He was only decent. Him and Mr. Anderson were the only decent people in TNA at that point. When the whole, like, you know, what you call that, the Aces and Eights thing was happening. Those two were standout guys to me. They haven't done anything. Bobby Roode should have at least had, like, that kind of Randy Orton kind of thing. Like, put him in that version of SmackDown or whatever the hell it is. He's decent, he's good, I don't know what, I don't care what anyone says. Also, want to give props to WWE. We have a gauntlet match, not a mixed tag match. We have nothing of that. Don't know if they watched my video or not, but I actually think they have. Yeah, I'm gonna say, I think they actually have, because I do think that they do look at videos for feedback. I probably gave the best feedback, you know, unlike other YWC people that go, like they just sound like an ostrich constipated. Like, I'm giving legit feedback and legit actually good props to WWE when they do good stuff. I'm gonna obviously say stuff that's bad, but this is a really good tag match, as I said previously. Gauntlet match. I'm happy with the gauntlet match. It's good to see actually wrestlers wrestle one-on-one. I think they've oversaturated the tag match to the point that nobody cares anymore. I think dial back on that. I'm not saying get rid of the tags. I'm just saying have one or two on the card so then people can be invested in these tag matches. You don't need to have tag matches all the time. You don't need to have everybody on the card on the show. I know that sounds mad, but if they don't deserve to be on the roster, move them to another brand. Just saying. Rey Mysterio is in fantastic shape. I will say this though, Rey, I don't know what's going on with those Y fronts, those Superman trunks there. You had like a little thing, crotch thing in the middle. Pick a better attire. I will say though, he looks in fantastic shape. It's probably the best shape he's been in a while. He looks in good shape. But Rey versus Sami Zayn gets beat in like 2 seconds. I was happy about that. I'm still not a fan of Sami Zayn. But anyway, Rey Mysterio wins. Nakamura submits Rey Mysterio. Nakamura then beats Baron the Bourne Corbin, or King Corbin, or whatever. And then, obviously, we're going to get into the Adam Pearce stuff. So, the Adam Pearce stuff, quite simply, a lot of people are angry at this. At Adam Pearce being the champion. I want to make things very perfectly clear. The WWE or Universal Championships in the Royal Rumble have always been throwaway matches. I understand your point of view that you think that this sucks. You want Nakamura to be facing Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. I hate to burst your bubble. He does not deserve it. Stop doing another Kofi Kingston, because I can see it already. They're all going to turn around and say, oh, Kofi Kingston, he should be champion. Oh, like, and it's, look, just because it worked for Daniel Bryan, just because it worked a little bit for Kofi Kingston, which is very questionable, does not mean that it will work again. I'm sorry, but Nakamura, I have respect for him. I think he's a fantastic competitor, but I do not want to see him at this point, maybe down the line, maybe later on, maybe after Mania, whatever the hell it might be, but I'm sorry, but at this point in time, he does not deserve to be the Universal Champion. Stop fake pretending, stop acting like a bunch of sheep, stop going, I love the whole Facebook comments is full of it. I've seen a few of these sites where people are already angry because Nakamura is not Universal Champion. Look, I get it. The Adam Pearce threw me off as well, but it looks like they're building to a story. If the story sucks, I'll come up here and say it sucks. But let's give it time. Give it time to... It's a problem we're at. You just want it. No. I want him to be champion. No. Like, nobody knows what a build is anymore. Like, wrestling fans just do not know what a build is. You just don't know what a build... You just don't know anything about any type of build. Should be ashamed of yourselves. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. I'll be honest, it threw me off. I was like, what? But then I took a time to think about it and I went... Maybe they're doing something with this. Maybe there's going to be a payoff at the Royal Rumble. Or it's a throwaway match. Because what would you rather have? Would you rather have Nakamura versus Roman Reigns? Let it be a throwaway match. And then that's it? Or would you want Nakamura to win the championship at a date where they're going to get a proper build? Because Royal Rumble matches, I know this might, because people forget, but majority of title matches have been throwaways. The Royal Rumble has always been the main event. It's never been the championships. That's why Goldberg's there. It's a throwaway. Probably Drew McIntyre's going to beat him because it's a throwaway. Everyone's just angry that Goldberg is now in the title picture. It's a throwaway match. The title matches notoriously in the Royal Rumble have always been throwaways. It's not the Attitude Era anymore where every single match was absolutely amazing. They can't do it anymore because there's not enough star power. That's why Goldberg's come in. Goldberg's going to face Drew McIntyre. Goldberg's probably going to lose. And then that's it. Although I want Goldberg to win. Yeah, I said it. I want Goldberg to win. I like Drew McIntyre. I think he's amazing. I think he's been amazing as a champion. Fantastic physique. Knows how to talk in the microphone. And knows what to do. But I kind of want Goldberg to win. For one reason and one reason only. It's going to make those wrestling fans so angry. Just seething. Just seething and anger. And I love it. I love drinking the tears. It's the only pleasure I get out of wrestling. First of all, I just want to say this. I want to thank everyone for your support on SmackDown Spoilers. I want to make these more. I have now officially purchased proper editing software so I can do the memes like I did on SmackDown Spoilers back in the day. I want to personally thank Leon Calavera and Justin. They recommended me this editing software. I now officially have it. It's fantastic. It's just sublime using it. It's a lot more easier than like Movie Maker. I know it's been discontinued. I can do a lot more things with it. So I'll be using that next week once I have a bit more time to work on it. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. We're close to 5,000. I really would love 5,000 subscribers, I'm not gonna lie, but as I said, the actual last show, SmackDown Spoilers, did really well, nearly 1,000 viewers, and the reason why it was nearly 1,000 was because I'd just been inactive, but that's all gonna change. Every week, SmackDown Spoilers, that's my guarantee, alright? Okay? I'm back, your daddy's back, Uncle Jerry's back, to save you all from the idiotic wrestling community that's been boring you. Thank you. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out, you wee minxes.